Okay, guys, so I am back with another main idea and supporting details video. So, as you know, we are reading different articles, and my focus will be on this Scholastic article called Frozen Dreams. If you would like to have a copy of the article, or if you'd like to read this article, please go ahead and log into your Scholastic Scope account. Use your password, and you can listen or read this article. So the name of this article, it's entitled Frozen Dreams, and this is about a young man who had dreams of visiting the North Pole, and the details within the text or the subheadings within the text that supports this venture. So the main idea of the section that we're looking at, and my reason for focusing on the main idea is by looking at the main idea of each section, we'll then in turn be able to find the central idea, which is what the entire text is about. So we're breaking down the text into smaller chunks that we will have an idea of what the entire lesson is about. So the main idea of the section we're going to be focusing, it's called Growing Dreams. And here, this is a section of Growing Dreams. And if you guys want to be able to read it closer, as I said, just be able to log in to your Scope account and you'll be able to do so. So in the section called Growing Dreams, which is our subheading, we are going to, when I read it, Growing Dreams, in my own words, was about Henson and his dream as a child to be able to see the world. So the main idea always will always be in your own words, but the details from the text would be your supporting details, that what evidence in the text supports this idea that you have in your head. So the main idea of Growing Dream is that Henson, which is the person that the article is about, Henson dreamed that he would one day travel the world, and that's the main idea of this section, Growing Dreams. Now, what details do I have to support this? So we're going to go ahead and say detail one. So the detail that I have to support this is that at age 11, it says so in the text that at age 11, after his parents passed, he moved to Washington, D.C. to live with a family member. And there he heard Frederick Douglass gave a speech. And that speech encouraged people to, or Black people, to pursue education in order to fight racism and discrimination. And from that day, it says it resonated with him that he's going to see the world. So that's detail number one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paraphrase. So in the text, it said, um, so at age 11, Henson moved to Washington, D.C. with his uncle, after his parents died. And it also said that he heard Frederick Douglass give a speech. So basically, it's give a speech about, and this I'm right here, um, Black, I'm going to case directly from the text, Black Americans. I'm going to go ahead and quote exactly what he said, to pursue education and fight Racism and discrimination. So I took this directly from the text, thus you see the open and close quotation marks. And it says, from then, it says, Henson then dreamed he would travel the world. So this is evidence or detail one. My second detail, because remember I said that the main idea is about Henson wanting to one day travel the world. This was the detail one. So detail two went ahead and said that his first venture, I'm going to take the information from here. That's where it says he walked, and I'm not quoting the text. So he walked 40 miles to Baltimore and persuaded a ship captain to hire him. He There he was for the next few years. So he basically, that was his first venture where he worked on a ship. Then detail number 3 basically said that at age 19, and this is coming from right here. So at 19, he left the sea and went to DC, hoping that he'd be able to find a job on land. But then he could not get a job as an African American. So because of the Jim Crow laws, he basically would have been able to only work in restaurants, and therefore, so he decided that he would just hang his hat up, basically. He says he took a job at stocking shelves. So at 19, he took a job on land stocking shelves. So these are the details that I saw. So the main idea of the growing dreams is that, one, he wanted to travel the world, and he started off by listening to Frederick Douglass' speech that made him decide that I'm going to one day travel the world. And the first thing he did was he walked 40 miles and he persuaded a captain to hire him, where he worked for a couple of years on a ship. Then he came back at age 19 and he was working stocking shelves, and this was in Washington, D.C. So this is where he came back to DC right here. So we're going to look at what else in the text supports this. So this is what Growing Dreams is about based on Henson's life. So in the next video, we're going to look at another detail that supports the rest of the text. As I said, we're going to look at each detail, each main idea and detail for the section will allow us to come closer to see what was the entire text about.